food being used as fuel? Or is it being used for emotional comfort and support? That is the question we're asking ourselves today, guys. What do you use it for? Flies! Okay, just to start off, what is your perception on food? Do you view food as it's fuel for my body to get through my day, to get through my workout, to feed and build my body? Or do you view food as emotional support, whether it be for happiness, for reward, or for when you're upset or sad, or when you're bored, or when you're frustrated? See, for me, I believe that there's two underlying problems when it comes to any type of disordered eating. There's two roots that a ton of eating problems can stem from. And that's your perception on yourself and on your body image. And then there's perception on eating and food. And so today I'm gonna take the perception on eating and food and talk about just that in this first video for Fresh, Fit, and Free. So I hope you guys like this first video of this series. Let's get down to it. So first off, thank you for all the comments and input on my first introduction of this series, and I will get to more specific questions as the series goes on. But like I said, I believe that there's two roots of the problem for any kind of disordered eating, and so I'm going to attack the first one, and that's our perception on food and eating in general. And so I just feel like we need to go back to the basics. Like, food was seen as fuel, and food was seen as, okay, I'm hungry, I need this fuel to get through my day, or I need this fuel to make this journey, or I need this fuel for or I need this fuel for this or that. And so we ate food for fuel. Now, I feel like the perception on food and eating in general has completely changed. Food has now become a sort of emotional reward or emotional comfort or support system for us. Like when we're sad or when we're upset, a lot of times we turn to food. Or when we're bored, we turn to food. I'm guilty of that one. Or when we're just happy even, a lot of times we really like to treat ourselves to food. Or like, oh, we did so great, let's go reward ourselves to ice cream. And I just feel like there's 3 tips that we can take away from this and 3 things that we can work on after realizing that this can be a problem for so many different types of eating disorders. And that is just recognizing first where food is in your life. What role does it play? Is it playing the role it's supposed to, which is fuel? Or is it playing the role of something that shouldn't be, which is emotional support or for reward or for boredom? So that's tip number 1. Evaluate your life and see where food and eating plays a role into your life. Number 2, once you evaluate your life and see where it is, if you see that it's playing that emotional side of the spectrum in your life instead of the fuel side, then that's when we need to kind of try to make some changes. Tip number 2, after you evaluate, is just seeing what you can change. So once you realize, oh, whenever I get excited or whenever I do something good, I like to treat myself to ice cream. Instead of saying ice cream's gonna be a reward, let's just say, okay, I'm gonna go out and buy that bracelet I really liked because I did this or that, or I achieved this. So try to find something else that can be your reward, or when you're bored, or when you're upset, try to find something else that can be that support or that comfort instead of food. And then tip number 3, after you do that and after you see where you can make changes in your life, always ask yourself the question when you step into the kitchen, am I hungry? So many times we are not eating out of hunger, and that's the only time we should be eating, when our bodies are saying, I am hungry, feed me. So every time you step into the kitchen, ask yourself, am I hungry? And if you aren't, don't even allow yourself to open up that pantry or open up that fridge or freezer door. Just walk out and say, I'm not hungry, I'm simply, insert the blank, bored, excited, sad, and try to find something else. If you're sad or upset, try journaling or something. Try to find that something that you love to do. Like cooking and baking is one of those things I love to do, but I also love to go on runs when I have a lot on my mind or when I'm stressed. So when you're stressed, try to find something else that you can turn to. And so those are my 3 tips for this first video of the series, number one, evaluate what role does food play in your life. And if it's more about emotion and not about fuel, then number two, try to see where you can make those changes in your life. And number three, always ask yourself, am I hungry when I step into the kitchen? Because a lot of times we aren't even hungry, and that is a huge role when it comes to so many kind of disordered eating or just like eating patterns that aren't healthy. So that is our first one. And also, don't let food be the enemy. On the other spectrum, whether it be binge eating and eating when you aren't hungry, or whether it be anorexia or bulimia when you think food is the enemy. Food is fuel, so never let it be too good of a thing in your life where it's used as a reward or comfort, and never let it be too bad in your life where you fear it. Like, let food be your fuel. Let it help you reach your potential. Let it help you reach your goals. So never let food be too bad or too good in your life. Let it be the medium and let it be your fuel. Let it fuel you for success. Let it fuel you to reach your potential in life. And let it fuel you just to like do your day-to-day activities. Ask yourself, am I hungry? If you are, eat. If you aren't, don't eat. And that leads us to intuitive eating, which we'll start covering later on in the series. But for now, let's just take those 3 tips and walk away from this video with those 3 and see what changes you can make in your life with them.